getting set to host the Denver Broncos AFC meets NFC here on CBS. And let's send it down to the sidelines. Tracy Wolfson standing by. Tracy.
Thanks a lot. I'm here with DeMarcus Ware. And DeMarcus, it is strength on strength. How does your defense slow Drew Brees in this high-powered offense today?
You know, they're a high-powered offense, but we need to do what we need to do. We can't make, indecisive decisions. We have to make sure we stop the run this week, and we got to get the quarterback.
I know you're itching to get back out there. Good luck.
All right, take care.
This game is being broadcast in Spanish. We're available using the SAP button on your television. So the Broncos have decided to defer and put their defense on the field first as Brandon McManus comes out to put it on a tee.
Well, they want to put their strength of their football team, what it's built around, why they won a Super Bowl, was because of that defense, and that's the matchup we want to see, right, Jim? This is what everybody talked about all week long. I watched shows, and they can't wait to see the Saints offense against Denver's defense.
Cadet is the returner if he's given the chance for McManus. Hightower is also back deep. This is the 50th season for the New Orleans Saints franchise, and it all began back in September of 1967, and the first game ever over at the old Tulane Stadium. The Saints began their history with an opening kickoff return for a touchdown by John Gilliam, 94 yards. Here's the kick.
Short kick.
And yep, it's going to demand a return. It's Hightower. Hightower makes a move. And look at McManus swing him around and end it near the 40. That's a 31-yard return.
Really good job.
Hightower.
Yes, these short kicks to the corner. Denver specializes in them. And Sean Payton made a lot of moves this week for why? Because he wants his special teams to get better. It's a nice way to start for them in this game.
Puts the football at the 39. Hightower, who is expected to see split duties today with Mark Ingram, who gets the start. Ingram coming off a 158-yard performance on the ground against the 49ers. And here's Brees. Looking for a throw right away. There was pressure from Ware, but the pass gets away in time to Fleener for a pickup of 8, maybe 9. And Brees' next touchdown pass will be the 450th of his Hall of Fame career. He's 90 currently, behind the all-time mark that belongs to New Orleans native Peyton Manning at 5:39. So 2nd and 2, we'll call it. They go right up the middle and pick up the first down with Ingram. This offense was last week able to compile 571 yards against the Niners. They've got Pete starting at left tackle with Armstead inactive. And Michael Thomas, he's having the best season of all the rookie receivers in the league. 47 catches. He's on pace for, well, almost 1,200 yards. There's Sean Payton. His team turning it around now. Again, winning 4 of its last 5. First and 10 carry by Ingram. And we'll give him another 3. Wade Phillips defense. Well, a couple of key parts missing. Win starts for Wolf, who's out with that hairline fracture of his right elbow. Von Miller, 9.5 sacks thus far in 9 games. And Bradley Roby for Talib, starting opposite of Chris Harris Jr. So Wade Phillips, broken rib and all after being run into by Melvin Gordon a few weeks back. He's been upstairs the last few weeks, but he's back on the sideline today.
Yep, said he will be on the sideline, but might be a little farther back than usual.
2nd and 7. And that is broken up by Roby. The pass was intended for Snead.
Bradley Roby thrust into the starting position. Aqib Talib out. And the one thing that we know, there's Aqib Talib. He's over there coaching, telling everybody what to do. But what do you want to do on the Saints offensive side? You want to make sure Von Miller doesn't wreck the football game, but you also got to worry about DeMarcus Ware. And what I know about Wade Phillips, hey, high-powered offense, he's going to do what he does. Man-to-man coverage and pressure the quarterback.
And you saw Derek Wolfe as well. 3rd and 7, there was movement on the left side. Looked like it was Andrus Peat.
Ball start. Offense number 75. 5-yard penalty.
Still third down.
Bill Vinovich and his fine team out here officiating this one. So that'll make it a 3rd and 12 coming up for New Orleans. That 571 yards of offense last week, that was the 7th best mark in Saints history.
Well, look at this group of people that are going to try to rush the passer. This is called the NASCAR group. I guess that means, and I think we all know what that means, they're fast. There's 4 speediest rushers on the field now.
As Brees goes down the middle and in traffic, gets broken up, and Snead was walloped. He got hit by Kayvon Webster.
Well, what they did, we said it, the 4 fastest guys, and they're going to run these games where they're going to twist and turn on the inside, and Shane Ray is the guy that gets free. Now they're going to play man-to-man coverage, and they know they have help deep. And boy, that was an excellent coverage that time by the secondary of Denver.
Orsted tries to take a little something off this. He was hit, but there's no flag, and the fair catch is made by Norwood. Orsted slow to get up with no penalty marker. 34-yard punt. Broncos will start near the 15 when we return to New Orleans. Trevor Siemian is 6-2 as a starter. His road record is 2-2. His stats are better away from home. 8 touchdowns, 1 pick. This is his first indoor game since his redshirt freshman year at the game at Syracuse, quarterbacking Northwestern. That's Booker. And that's a nice start for a ground game that needs to get going. A pickup of 6. Paradis running behind him. Phil, you think that might be a key today?
Just saw it in the first play.
And there's Booker, and without C.J. Anderson, who's again on IR. This is now 3 weeks since Anderson had to be set down to injured reserve. Booker's only had 76 yards over the last 2 weeks on 29 carries. Gets 6 though on his first handle. Play action fake to him and a rollout. Simeon's pass caught by Thomas. And nice reach around one-handed grab by Demarius for 14.
Well, this play is big in many ways. One, they got a good first down run, but watch the play action, the sell. Paul Kruger goes for it, but the catch by Demarius Thomas to get his confidence, get him in the game, but maybe most importantly, Jim, Trevor Siemian. You know, the talk, yeah, but he's got to play better. I watch all the stuff. I don't see him missing many throws. He needs better opportunities.
There's a fake by Siemian, and that pass in and out of the hands of A.J. Derby. The Saints defense, by the way, is last in the league against the pass. Kruger on one side, Jordan on the other. Dennis Allen, the defensive coordinator, who 5 years ago had that position in Denver. Craig Robertson, he's been a nice surprise coming over free agency from Cleveland. And Kenny Vaccaro heading up that secondary. A whole lot of Von Bell as well in that secondary. There's Dennis Allen. 2nd and 10. They go back to Booker. He gets grabbed around the neck after a pickup of 3.
Well, you talked about when you did the opening lineups, talking about Matt Paradis, the center, and that's where most of their successful runs come, right up the middle. It's overwhelming how much better they do running behind him. And that running game, that's the lifeblood of this offense, and it's not lived up to it this year. And they need that to work for the passing game to have more success also.
They have struggled, the Broncos, the last couple of weeks on 3rd down. 3rd and 7. Pass to Derby, and he's got the first. A pickup of 10. In fact, this has been a slow starting team all season long in the first quarter.
Yeah. Well, they catch him in man coverage, and Derby, pretty good speed at the wide receiver position. Von Bell was on the outside. Couldn't catch up to him. There's Paradis with the block. Good pocket for Trevor Siemian. Good start for the Broncos offense.
They bring in Capri Bibbs at running back. And he gets it on the toss. And he gets met after a gain of a couple. He had that 69-yard catch and run for a touchdown late in the game against Oakland. Be the first to know your team's news with the CBS Sports app. All the instant updates and expert analysis, highlights, everything you need. The CBS Sports app, download it now.
Well, the Saints defense When you talk about going against this Gary Kubiak offense, they want to make sure they don't make mental mistakes. They made some big ones last week against San Francisco, gave up big plays. Make this Broncos team drive down the field.
Here's a 2nd and 8. Simeon's pass on the mark. And that is Jordan Taylor with the catch. Down to about the 32. Picks up 18.
Tight split right down the middle, Jordan Taylor. And really, it's kind of like a double team, but one's got him inside, the other on the outside to that stop. Nobody's ready for it. Good safe throw by Simeon.
So the Broncos moving here with their first series. That for Taylor, his 6th catch of the year. There's a first down handle by Booker. And we'll give him a gain of about 3. There's Simeon this season. First 4 games, he was 4-0. In that first month, he had wins against 3 former #1 overall picks. Cam Newton, Andrew Luck,
well,
Jameis Winston.
Yeah, well, the last couple games, you know, competition is always a big deal, who you're playing against. But, of course, he suffered that shoulder injury, and he was pretty non-committal when we asked him last, hey, how's your left shoulder feeling? I know it's not his throwing one, but it can throw you off kilter just a little bit. But today's the day they need to get this passing game back on track.
A 2nd and 8. Timeout called by Simeon and the Broncos. One thing that Gary Kubiak was going to visit with his team about last night was about getting off to a better start. They've been outscored in the last 5 games, 36-3 in the first quarter. This is one of the things we've been battling, is how, if we do get behind, how we handle that early adversity. But let's try to flip it this week.
Yeah, well, of course, that's what you always want as a coach. I thought the defense came out and had an outstanding first drive. Wade Phillips coming out there with that different pass rush. That had to catch New Orleans by surprise. And this start by the offense, just a couple good running plays, some good completions. Man, confidence is a great thing for an athlete, man. When you believe you can overcome adversity, and then this offense, they need confidence, no question about it.
Meanwhile, the Saints defense has only allowed 6 opening drive points. That's the 2nd fewest in the league. But Denver moving at the Saints 30, 2nd and 8. And that's within about a yard of the first. Thomas with his 2nd catch. Oh, they may spot it. Right on the first down yardage. It's going to be close. They give him the first down.
Yep. Very good. Good route. Good throw. Delvin Breaux, number 40, the corner, the best corner for the Saints. Well, he is right there on top of it. That was a generous spot.
So they mark it at the 22. Sanders to the left. Thomas to the right. We got a challenge flag thrown by Coach Payton, and it's going to have to do with that spot.
It's a tough challenge without really getting a chance to study it, just because it's a timeout. You could lose a challenge, and these are hard to win when you're talking about spotting the football.
New Orleans is challenging the ruling on the field with regard to the spot for first down. Timeout.
So will he win it and be 3rd and a foot, 3rd and a yard? Or will Denver have the first down as called on the field?
After reviewing the play, the runner was short of the line to gain. It'll be 3rd down and 1 at the 23-yard line. I'll respot the ball.
So he wins the challenge, and this was the conclusive replay right here.
Good shot right across the field, right in front of the runner. Looks like he's just inside the 23-yard line. That's where they mark the football. So, boy, that is some...
It's an interesting challenge because it's 3rd and less than a yard, but trying to stem this early Denver momentum.
That's exactly what it is, trying to take the momentum away from Denver, give it to his football team. But I look at this, 3rd and less than 1 yard. Hey, this is 4-down territory. This is, you got 2 chances to run the football in there and get a half a yard.
It's Booker, the running back. Virgil Green in motion. And a quarterback keep, and easily picking up the first down and washing away the effectiveness of the challenge.
Yep. So, good job by Simeon. That quarterback sneak. Of course, run behind your best run blocker. I've already talked about it. Paradis. And he used the snap count. He kind of caught him off guard. It was like a quick snap. He was nonchalant, and then boom, it happened. Had Virgil Green in motion. Defense is watching that. Good job.
4 first downs amassed already by the Broncos to get to the 20 on their opening drive. And from the gun. Trying to get away, but can't. And hammered down. What a tackle by Nick Fairley.
Nick Fairley, inside pressure, number 90, just comes through, beats Garcia. And the one thing these Saints, you know, when you look at their defense, they're getting some defensive backs back in the lineup. They got Donnell Ellerby at linebacker today. He's starting again, but they need a consistent pass rush. They haven't had it.
Boy, if that shoulder was hurting before, that left shoulder, it can't be feeling all that great right now after that. Pile driven into the ground. Cleanly, 2nd and 15. That's Booker. What a move by Booker as he takes it to the secondary and gets near the 14, rush for 11.
Yep, what happened? They got out of space, the spacing. They get pushed down inside. Watch the defense kind of collapse. And then there's nobody outside, of course, because they're, boy, nice extra block on the outside wide receiver. Lets Booker get out there and pick up good yards.
Yeah, finally runs into Sterling Moore. They've now had 4 plays that have gone for at least 10 yards. They face another 3rd down. They've already gone 2 for 2 on 3rd down on this drive. They need 4. Simeon with time to the end zone, and it is pulled down. No, they say incomplete. He was out. Taylor had the catch, but not both feet in.
Really good job by Trevor Simeon. Tried to throw it underneath. Makes the catch.
Oh, see, here's where he establishes possession. See, it came out for a moment. Ooh, this one is going to generate, I'm sure, a challenge flag from the Denver sideline.
Absolutely. Going to have to challenge it.
And it's out. Yep, challenge flag is out. Watch this. He had possession, and then he's tangled up here with
Denver
Bird.
challenging the ruling on the field of an incomplete pass in the end zone.
Then reestablishes possession.
Got his knee hit the ground, too, before his feet went out of bounds.
So Jordan Taylor with the catch. Will it be overturned? It was ruled incomplete on the field, but the replays say otherwise. And they're celebrating already on the Denver sideline, although nothing official yet.
I heard the Denver fans all go a little crazy after they saw the replay. Loses possession. Now he's got it back. What hits the ground first?
Shoulder
body
and hip.
Hip, knee, all down before he's out of bounds.
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field is reversed. The receiver had possession of the ball and a body part down in the end zone. Touchdown.
Jordan Taylor with his first NFL touchdown. He was on the practice squad all of last year. He played at Rice University with Coach Kubiak's son. They were teammates.
Well, what a drive by the Denver Broncos in all phases. Picking up the 3rd down, the runs, the good throws by Trevor Simeon. Quick start.
McManus. Extra point is good. And that's the first opening drive touchdown allowed by the Saints in a 14-game stretch dating back to last year. Simeon with his 11th touchdown toss of the season. You see many of the Broncos recently participating in the annual Drive for Life, the largest single-day community blood drive in the state of Colorado. And the Broncos now this time kick it deep.
Well, Jim, let's look at why was Jordan Taylor open down the sideline. Here he goes. Here's Demaryius Thomas. They try to trap him. Jarris Byrd, there's nobody back there to threaten you. So right away you should be going outside, but he gets caught looking inside, and that's why Taylor was there. And a really good job by Simeon. Pass protection, being patient, and then throwing the strike for the touchdown.
So Taylor with a couple of catches on that drive, including his first career touchdown. Now for the second time, the Saints have the football. Starting at the 25 with Hightower. And he's got a couple right into the arms of Crick.
Well, you talk about Denver's defense. It is about the pass rush. First play, DeMarcus Ware all over Drew Brees. Then on third down, their 4 fastest pass rushers going against Drew Brees, and they're doing twist. Everybody's moving. Very tough on the offensive line. And a really good idea by Wade Phillips to put that defense in.
Here's a 2nd and 8. Run again. Hightower again. And 2 yards again. Maybe 3.
Well, Jared Crick took advantage of tight end blocking him. You know, tight ends blocking defensive linemen. Well, how many times you heard me say that, Jim? It just doesn't work real well. Unless you're one of those Gronkowski, Michael Bennett, or up in Martellus Bennett, I should say, up in New England.
3rd and 5. And now to the gun. Now sideline, and he's got his man. Pass perfect. Brandon Coleman. As Brees always so accurate. This one for 19.
Something they're great at doing. Drew Brees, Coleman in the slot, and goes outside against the coverage, and Drew Brees will throw it to slow him down. He'll throw it to the back shoulder. They are great at that. They're the best in the NFL when it comes to throwing the receiver, where the receiver makes the adjustment and gets away from the covered defensive back.
First down at the 49. And again, going down that sideline, and back shoulder throw to Fleener this time. And the catch is, well, they're discussing it over there, if he got possession in time with the feet down, and they say yes.
Well, here we go. Outside, what we just talked about. You got Kobe Fleener against Von Miller. How much more can you cover him, Jim? I mean, he's all over it, but Drew Brees reads it, throws it behind him, and he makes the nice catch. I think it's the #1 play they got in this offense.
Handoff up the middle. Hightower to the 30. We've got an update. Let's go back to the studio in New York.
DeMarco Murray channeling his Phil.
Yeah, Mike Mularkey. He's going to beat Dom Capers on this one. The old halfback pass. DeMarco Murray to Delaney Walker, 10 yards. 14-0 Tennessee over Green Bay.
So, Jim, I was looking out for my guy, Phil Simms.
We all have to. We have to do our part. Here's a 2nd and 7. And that's Ingram within 1. So Murray throws a touchdown. He also broke a long run for a touchdown as they're up 14-0 in that one.
Yeah, he did. You know, Jim, let's just go back to what I was talking about, these back shoulder throws. We see them every week when you play the Saints, and there's just no way to get ready for them. There's a nice one to the back shoulder. They do it from all positions. The outside receivers, the slot receivers, they even do it running backs out of the backfield. And Drew Brees said something yesterday. When they're one-on-one, that's one-on-none to us. We throw it out there to let them catch it.
Sinio Kelemete is injured. And we'll step aside for a moment. Kelemete actually jogged off the field, but still getting attention on the bench. He's been replaced by Tim Lelito at left guard. They've had to have the shift over on that side. Pete moving to left tackle with Armstead out, inactive. 3rd and 1 here for New Orleans. And look at Brees going down the field, and he's picked off. Jumping in front with the theft is Darian Stewart. He read it perfectly as Brees was trying to find out of the backfield Cadet. Well, that's Brees' first pass interception in 118 throws. Drew Brees on a tablet trying to figure out what went wrong on this pass interception after the Saints were driving.
Well, there's the route. You see it. Look at Stewart. He reads the quarterback's eyes, and he just attacks the sideline to get the interception. And Drew Brees didn't look him off long enough. They got the matchup. Cadet, the running back, in the slot against T.J. Ward. Had him beat. But Darian Stewart, that's what you want. You want a center fielder that can go from sideline to sideline. He showed it there.
So the Broncos will take this snap at the 7. And it's Booker on the handoff. And a big hole for him. And he slides out for about 9. His 5th carry now for 31 yards in this opening quarter. Tomorrow, you want to know the secret to happiness? Watch TV's #1 new comedy as Kevin becomes a life coach. All new Kevin Can Wait tomorrow, 8/7 Central, only on America's #1 network, CBS.
A life coach. There's Stewart. Nice interception. What's a life coach do? Tell you what you're doing wrong. I already know what I'm doing wrong.
The secret to happiness. 2nd and 1. Man, showing a good burst here today. Booker for another 5.
Well, a burst. I think determination. What else do you want to say? It's all there. He knows he's got to produce. Talked to him last night. You know, it's really always interesting talking to players. You can tell when they're in a position where they feel a little bit of the pressure to get it done, and Booker off to a good start today.
He had only 20 yards on 8 carries last week, and that's his shortest gain so far. 7 carries for 37. Tackled by Jordan. Yeah, this is now, as you see, rush yards per game this season. It's dwindled down to 84 since week 3. 84 yards per game.
You know, listen, it does many things. It's like Gary Kubiak says, my gosh, last week we had our first 4 series, 3 and outs. The offensive line not controlling the pace of the game. Play action passes suffering.
It's Jordan chasing after Simeon, who is able to just throw it away. And Jordan's already once tackled Simeon quite hard. That left shoulder had to absorb that hit on the touchdown drive.
Yeah. That time he's against Cameron Jordan, their most consistent pass rusher, against Donald Stevenson on the outside. Well, it's amazing to watch defensive linemen. When they grab that jersey of an offensive lineman, it's over. They just pull you, jerk you, and go right around. Good job by Jordan.
Yeah, let's make sure we give credit to Nick Fairley, who had that sack on the first drive. So 3rd and 9. Simeon, he's going to go down again. And that is Cameron Jordan. So they pick up 1 first down, and now they'll have to punt. Loss of 5 on this play.
Kruger on the outside is the one that really gets it. He gets Okung, gets him in trouble. Simeon steps up, then Jordan gets the sack.
Going to be a new punt returner out here for the Saints. Brandon Cooks is being called on now. They wanted to, I'm talking to Coach Payton about it, want to give him a chance to have a few more handles during a game. Riley Dixon sends it his way. It is returnable. Having a hard time fielding that. Caught it high, and Cooks never able to get a running start. Simmons is the one who brought him down to close out the first quarter. It's the first time this season Denver has led after 1. 7-0 Broncos. Then you're watching the NFL on CBS. It is, in fact, the first time Denver has led after the first quarter since Super Bowl 50 on February the 7th.
Wow. That makes it really sound bad, you know, like it's
well,
it is a bad stat.
In the 9 games so far prior to today, they were trailing after 1 in 7 of them and tied twice, never led.
Right.
So got the start that Gary Kubiak talked to his team about last night.
Well, they did. And, you know, the only thing that concerns me so far, if I was a Denver Broncos fan, is just that Trevor Siemian, not against what we call one of the great group of pass rushers, just under too much pressure here, early in the game. But on the defensive side, Denver, so far good against the run, and that's what you want. You want to put this game always into the hands of your pass rushers if you can. That's the strength of the football team.
Start the second quarter, first down for Saints. the ball's in the air and picked up by Stewart again. And he never got his balance. Slightly tripped up by Ingram as he was ready to take off.
Well, the coverage is just so tight. And it was Bradley Roby coming from the outside. Comes the slant to your right. Look how close the coverage. Bradley Roby is all over it. Has his left arm in front to knock the pass down.
It's Michael Thomas who tried to make the catch.
Yep, just couldn't shake him, and that's, again, they don't know many defenses on this Denver side except, oh, I got this guy, you got that one. As I always talked about it during the Super Bowl, Wade Phillips likes 10 one-on-ones. 5 rushers against your 5 protectors, and all my defensive backs one-on-one with a guy in the middle, which is Darian Stewart, who has those 2 interceptions.
Brees had thrown only 2 picks in the last 6 home games. He's got 2, 1 quarter and 1 play into this one. Simeon now trying to cash in right away. And there was a pass intended for Demaryius Thomas. Delvin Breaux on the coverage. We've got a flag though back near the. No, now we've actually that's picked up quickly. There is no flag. Missouri and Tennessee, the best game for the best conference next Saturday. Rocky Top time. All get started with the college football today at 3 o'clock Eastern time. So, 2nd and 10 from the Saints 39. Go to Booker, and he dives down for a couple.
Good run defense at time up front. We're getting Donnell Ellerby back. And you talked about it in the open lineups, Jim. Craig Robertson, man, they have both been active today, especially in the run game.
3rd down from here. 3rd and 8 from the pocket. Now weaving out of it, backpedaling and getting the completion, which brings field goal much more into play. If it was incomplete, would have been looking at somewhere in the neighborhood of 56. Now you'll be talking about something around the neighborhood of 50 for McManus.
Well, let's see what we down the field. Was there anywhere to throw the football? On his first initial look, he just pressure. The pocket was collapsing. The receiver was open, but Trevor Siemian couldn't stand in there long enough to find the outside receiver to throw it to him.
And so Sanders with a grab of 6, and McManus 18 of 20 on the year. It is a 50-yarder. There was pressure, but he got it off, and he killed it high up under the net. And it's 10-0 Broncos. Cashing in this time on the interception. Yeah, the first 3 series for the Saints. Punt, pick. And the last one leading to the field goal from 50 out, giving the Broncos 83 takeaway points. That's more than twice the NFL average. So for once, it's the Broncos getting off to a good start. This is something they've been really unfamiliar with so far this season.
Well, they like it. I know that. You know, we came into this game, the Saints offense against Denver's defense. Couldn't wait to see it. And, you know, who's going to win that battle? Well, there's no question who's winning the battle so far. The 2 interceptions, the coverage by the Broncos defensive backs so far has been outstanding. The completions, how they get them, Jim. Back shoulders, tight throws. So New Orleans, I'm sure Sean Payton wants to run this football to settle this game down just a little bit for his team.
And there's Stewart with the 2 picks. And Roby, starting today for Talib, has made some plays early. Here's a give to Ingram. And he is able to take a few with him for 3.
Well, what's the difference in the game so far? 10-0. The interceptions, Darian Stewart reading the quarterback's eyes. Then Bradley Roby with the very tight coverage. Stewart once again.
So 3 out of 7 for Brees. So far, Cooks nor Thomas with a catch. And same goes for Snead. Here's another running play with Ingram. and he's going to need about 3 coming up on 3rd down. We've got an update again. Back to JP in New York.
Titans are prolific in the first quarter.
I'll tell you, with time DeMarco Murray rushing, and right here, Marcus Mariota is going to find Anthony Fasano off the play action, and they lead 21-0 over the Green Bay Packers.
Back to Jim Nantz and Phil Simms.
Something's wrong in Packerland. We were there last week to see the Colts win at Lambeau Field. And now staying in the AFC South today, they're down 21 early. Here's the 3rd down toss. And a second effort by Ingram. Where do they spot him? They're going to give him the 1st down. That was a great effort by Ingram.
Wow, really clever play by the Saints. They faked a little speed sweep to Brandon Cooks, the pitch to the outside. They got the blocks, but the pursuit of this Denver defense, you can fool them, and they can make mistakes, but they have so much speed that they can recover, and that was a tough 3 yards for the Saints.
Here's a 1st down throw to Hightower, and Ward bumps him out, but it's another 1st down. Picks up 11.
Well, you see where he threw the football, did you? That's what I laugh about. Even out of the backfield, he'll throw it behind the running backs to let them catch it. And why do they do this? It's just a way to protect. Hey, instead of leading him up the field where maybe Ward can recover, throw it to him, make him slow down, and T.J. Ward has no idea where the football is.
3 tight ends in for this 1st down carry by Hightower. And he takes a Bronco defender, Todd Davis, with him.
You know, I threw a lot of back shoulder throws in my career. You know, the difference is that I didn't mean to.
Right. you were just a yard off.
Oh, yeah, okay, good.
Yeah,
I meant to do that, Coach. That's
sure.
right. But no, it is, you know, Jim, you know, you've watched a lot of football, and we talk a lot of football, and just it really is, to me, what makes this offense go, the fact that they can do this in so many different ways with all receivers on their football team.
2nd and 7, clearing out the backfield. Cadet now on a wing to the left. There's Brees. Oh, just out of reach. That time looking for Josh Hill. Let's keep feeding these updates. Good stuff, JB. What do you have?
Carolina trying to climb the hill.
Yeah, doing it with their leading rusher in the 1st half. That's Cam Newton. He's got 44 yards in the 1st half. That 4-yard touchdown run, and they lead Kansas City 10-0.
Serious determination on that one. Back to Jim Nantz.
And this is a team you're talking about with the Panthers having won 2 straight after that horrid 1-5 beginning, and taking on a mighty opponent today in Kansas City. Game down in Charlotte. 3rd and 7. There's Brees looking for Cooks, and it's off his hands. Webster, though, had tight coverage.
Tight coverage. Just record it, and just keep playing it, because they are all over these receivers. They're moving Brandon Cooks, a little stutter go, and Kayvon Webster, he's back. What a difference he makes. He just gives them more depth than you can. Even last night, talking about their defense, it just gives them more confidence having him back in the lineup.
So the all-time leader in NFL history in completion percentage is off to a 4 out of 10 start. And a fair catch made by Norwood at the 10. 10-0 Broncos 2nd quarter. A little sampling of what Phil Simms has been enjoying this weekend. Charbroiled oysters at Drago's, a little famous Cafe Brulo at Arno's, Mother's, Commanders.
Man, you walk the streets down here, you can smell it all, can't you?
A little bit of everything.
That's it.
Nothing like it. 1st and 10. Over the top, and that was Green who got a fingertip on it, but the Saints were reading that play.
Yep, Saints were all over it. Sterling Moore was on a blitz. Good thing they had a quick pass, because he was coming free to the quarterback. You know, this Saints defense, young, been injured, got some defensive backs. They need to make a stand here to give their offense good field position again.
And they just have their 1st rounder back for the 2nd week, Sheldon Rankins. That's Booker trying to prevent a tackle for a loss and able to get a positive yard. But 3rd and long coming up for Denver. Tomorrow, Matt LeBlanc is the man with a plan in the hilarious new comedy right after A New Kevin Can Wait. That's tomorrow, only CBS. See what the plan is here for third down. Simeon so far 6 out of 10, 69 yards and a touchdown.
Little different look, just 3 down linemen.
Across the middle, another one-handed grab by Thomas. Wow, he suction cupped it for a gain of 17.
They got the perfect coverage. They're supposed to be help inside. You see the linebackers, they're supposed to be deeper. They don't, they're not. And Thomas once again makes an incredible catch. One-handed. Whew. There is Thomas. Big first down for Denver, changes field position.
Third catch for Demarius for 38 yards total as Booker tries the right side for 3. So last week, never establishing a running attack at all at Oakland. In fact, they only carried the football 12 times in the game, the whole team, and that was their 12th rush right there today. 9 minutes to go still in the second quarter.
Yeah, and look, you know, now they're where this team was meant to be and built to do. In other words, get on top, take your time, run the football. And, you know, running's like throwing. The more you do it, the better you get at it.
2nd and 7. And that's Sanders. He splits between the defenders for another first down. Pick up a 12.
And that time, one of the few times we've seen where they're just going to play one-on-one coverage to the outside. And it was a good play call by Rick Dennison, Gary Kubiak. Trevor Siemian throwing it with confidence. You know, he talked about last night, it was interesting, you know, Trevor Siemian talked to Peyton Manning, and Peyton Manning, you know, they used to talk in meetings. He go, hey, look, we worry about these thirds down so much, you know, we can pick it up, that first down, the first 2 plays.
He's looking to throw a first down, and he's got Saints all over him. Able to pick up a yard as Fairley thinks someone was holding him. Escapes the sack, but only a pickup of 1.
Well, he looks down the field, and really the pass protection is good. It just takes too long for somebody to get open, and good job by Simeon just picking up a couple yards. Nick Fairley, good start of the game, got the sack.
2nd and 9. Empty backfield. That's Thomas. And he's able to fight off Delvin Breaux enough for another first down and a gain of 11.
Wow, tight throw. Great coverage by Delvin Breaux, but the football's placed top of your screen. Look at the coverage. Had his hand in front, still couldn't knock it down.
That's now 8 catches by Denver wideouts. Only 1 wide receiver catch by New Orleans, and that was by Coleman, who's their 4th wideout, really, after Cooks and Thomas and Snead. 1st and 10. And stacked up. Give him a yard. That's Bibbs.
Yep, Cameron Jordan just did another great job that time going against Harriman, the tight end, and just held him there, made the tackle.
You think of what Denver's doing with such inexperience in the backfield. Simeon, it's his 2nd year, but really saw virtually no action last year.
Right.
And then Booker's a rookie. Bibbs we just saw. He's been 2 years on the practice squad. They're all 24 years old. Here's a 2nd and 9. Backpedaling all the way to the 40. And they're looking for a receiver. Was there someone there to keep intentional grounding out of play here? Sheldon Rankins, the rookie I mentioned earlier on this series, their 1st-round pick out of Louisville for the Saints. He was after him.
There is no foul for intentional grounding as the ball was thrown at the feet of number 35, ineligible receiver. However, there were ineligible receivers downfield. Number 79. 5-yard penalty.
Kruger.
There's 35 in the area, but there was the other penalty called on Schofield.
Sorry, drew the wrong guy.
There's Rankins, who made his NFL debut at San Francisco last Sunday. He was out the first 7 games with a broken fibula.
Offense number 79. 5-yard penalty. Repeat second down.
Okay, of course, it was a screen, so the offensive lineman expected the timing to be there. It was not. Paul Kruger was the one that stopped the screen. He saw it coming, and Trevor Siemian had no choice but to throw it away.
That's the first penalty on the Broncos.
Well, let's just watch the offensive line. Here it is. He drops back, and now they're expecting a screen, and look how deep all of them get down the field trying to get their blocks.
Decline the penalty. It's 3rd and 10.
So they had marked it off, and now they say the penalty, actually, the Saints want to decline it, so they'll re-spot it at the 44 and set up 3rd down.
That's a good call by Sean Payton. I like that. Give him one chance to pick up the first down, not 2.
But the Broncos on 3rd down of 4 out of 6 so far. And finally, this crowd has risen to its feet. Trying to give the Saints a spark. Here's the 3rd and 9 for Siemian. And there is the spark delivered by the defense. That's Ellerbe.
They even chip him to the outside. Watch, he gets hit and still comes around to the inside to get the sack. So Ellerbe back in the lineup. Gets hit by the tight end. And then when he loops around, there is no way Russell Okung can get in there and get the block.
That is the 3rd sack registered by the Saints defense. Bird now is back deep. Riley Dixon. This is a liner. Oh, it's covered up by Benny Fowler and Cody Latimer. 38-yard punt. Saints defense stops that drive. That's what the quarterbacks have done so far. The Brees interceptions came on back-to-back passes, just the 2nd time in his career that has happened. First time was back in 2012.
These Saints receivers, they got to find ways to get away from the defensive backs of the Broncos.
There's a give to Hightower. And a short gain, maybe 3. And we go down to Tracy again. Tracy?
Well, Jim, Darian Stewart, 2 interceptions today. But after that last pick, Aqib Talib down on the sidelines, they're all fired up. Took the ball from Stewart, ran it into the stands, and gave it to Stewart's wife, Whitley, and their baby daughter. I spoke with Whitley, and she said that Stewart always plays well against the Saints, and he promised her a football if he got an interception today, Jim.
Well, he's got 2. So good job giving it back to the family. That's Thomas's first catch, but they stop him a yard short of the first. 3rd and 1 coming up.
Well, that was a run play, and Drew Brees decided to throw the quick looking pass to Thomas, and Chris Harris was on the coverage.
Boy, Thomas has been quite a find here. I say find. He was a 2nd-round pick out of Ohio State, but of all the rookies, many of them heralded, he is by far the runaway leader in catches and receiving yards. 3rd and 1. There's the toss. Ingram, and they have the angle on him. Look at Vaughn Miller. Was the one who disrupted that play, and they take him off the field. Vaughn Miller.
Yep, Vaughn Miller, not only is he a good pass rusher, good against the run, and he's smart. I mean, he's got it all. Watch 58. Doesn't get fooled by the inside fake or presence in the pitch. So it just shows you Saints doing a lot of different things, trying to pick up a few yards in a run game, and that time Denver was not fooled.
Thomas Morstead will punt again. He does not look as though he's operating at 100%. And he is down again. No flag. And the run back That was Norwood with a flag out.
During the return, illegal block in the back. Receiving team number 14. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down. Timeout.
Here's the penalty on Latimer. We're back with the Broncos beginning at the 30. Booker. Early contact by Jordan. Able to lean forward for one.
Well, Jim, when they have success running the football, Matt Paradis just watched 61, how he can drive his man. And I referred to it earlier that when they run the football, it always seems to be behind number 61 where they get their big gains. And another good job inside that time against Davison.
Call it 2nd and 8 from the 32. And they pitch it to Booker. He's got blockers in front. Well, there was a big opening there. It looks like he stopped inches shy of the first. Green was one of those blockers up ahead. I thought this might go for a bigger one than 7.
Yeah, at first you thought it was, but watch Russell Okung, number 73, getting out here. How'd you like to be? Uh-oh, here he comes. Get out of the way. Good job of Carl not getting run over.
Third and a foot.
Well, it's going to be a quarterback sneak maybe.
For the second time in this game, it is in a conversion by Simeon. So Trevor Simeon doing a little bit of everything here today, Phil.
And doing it well.
Yep. 2-minute warning here in New Orleans with the Broncos up 10-0. All right, the Broncos will have a first down. They have 2 timeouts, and they're on top 10-0. Simeon having just executed the quarterback sneak for the first down. He's got Bibbs as his running back. He gets the handoff. And Capri Bibbs takes it to the 50. So you look at a guy like Trevor Simeon, taken in the 7th round a year ago. It was Elway who said, let's go ahead and take him. Kubiak and Elway had sent Greg Knapp to go work him out. He was injured his senior year at Northwestern. He only visited the Broncos and Cleveland, although he threw on campus for 6 teams. And, well, he's off to a very efficient start here in this one. 2nd and 1. He's got his open target at the 40. That's Sanders, with Sterling Moore making sure he finishes off the tackle. Gain of 9. The Verizon halftime report is coming up with JB and all the crew. Scores and highlights on the Verizon halftime report. We got a timeout called by the Saints with 1:18 to go in the second quarter.
Calling it, trying to give his offense one more chance with the football after this drive.
Well, the Saints have not been shut out in the first half at home since the 0-1 season back in the days of Aaron Brooks when he was the quarterback here.
Well, listen, no doubt. A lot of things about this first half, but one of them is the Broncos defense. They have won the battles, and the big thing is their coverage against the Saint wide receivers, who we touted the 3 of them, pretty good trio, but the defensive backs of Denver, the best so far.
On first down, Simeon looking for Sanders. And that was Sterling Moore running right with him.
But, I'm going to go back to Simeon. You're talking about it. We heard reported today that if things don't go well here today, he could be benched. Maybe Paxton Lynch will get another shot at the job. Jim, I watch a lot of games, and I don't look at him and say he's the reason why this offense is not doing better. And they are 6-2. That's all I ever hear about starting quarterbacks. What's their starting record? Well, 6-2 is pretty good for a guy getting his first experience in the NFL, regardless of what team you're on.
And Lynch got the one start against Atlanta, which the Falcons won in the Mile High City. 2nd and 10. Coming back for it. It's Thomas. Stiff arm and out of bounds. And again, the Verizon halftime report is coming up, and all the scores and highlights as Tennessee has gone up 28-7 on Green Bay. Marcus Mariota with a couple of touchdown passes. DeMarco Murray has run for one and thrown for one.
I'm interested to hear what all the guys have to say about this game at halftime. I'm glad they got away from the buffet line so they could sit down and get ready to tell us what they know at halftime.
3rd and 9. And Simeon's pass in traffic caught. That's Virgil Green. And let's see the spot. Looks like it's going to be enough.
Throwing the last couple throws by Trevor Siemian, the completions have been under pressure and into tight spots. Fits this right inside of Ellerby. He saw him, he made him turn to catch the football, protect the receiver. Football was right on target.
He's throwing a first down, and he's picked off by Moore. He was not touched down. He's looking around. And Max Garcia able to put an end to the return, but Simeon's first mistake of the day.
Well, we just said he watched the quarterback. He let his guy go. To see the first receiver goes inside? No, he let him go because he was watching Siemian. And he timed the move perfectly to get the interception. And watch it, he's looking at the outside receiver. You saw Norwood go underneath. Sterling Moore let him go to get that interception. Nice play, big play by the Saints defense.
Just huge, as the Broncos were threatening to put up more points here right before the intermission. And now let's see if Brees can do something with 29 seconds. He's got Snead. And the Saints are in position now to at least look at a field goal here. What a game changer that was.
Oh, 2 plays. They blitz. Chris Harris is on the blitz. And there's just nobody outside, so they had an extra guy rushing the passer. Everybody looking inside, and Snead wide open.
His first catch. And it goes for 24. And we have 23 seconds remaining. With their rookie kicker, Will Lutz, has plenty of leg, even from here. If they need to go that way, it's Brees trying to get closer, back shoulder, and a catch by Thomas.
Well, at least the Broncos went back to what they do well. Did he get his feet down? Yes, he did. They played zone the play before with the blitz. That's not something they do very often. They're not very good at, really, I don't think.
There's Kayvon Webster on the ground. He'd been injured, and they were excited about his return coming into this one.
They should be, the way he's played today, too.
He's been out with a hamstring, and now timeout called by Denver. Is C. Webster heading to the sideline. Lorenzo Doss now, who's a New Orleans native, comes out for the Broncos. That's a charged injury timeout to Denver with 19 seconds to go in the half.
Well, we've seen Webster in a few coverages today, and just like that last play, he's been right on the receiver. Chris Harris told us, wow, with Kayvon Webster back, it just gives them all more confidence, especially since Aqib Talib is out.
Webster also quite a presence on special teams, too. So to the sidelines for Webster. Saints will be snapping it at the 22, trying to produce something here before the intermission. All fueled by the interception a moment ago by Sterling Moore. As who knows, the Broncos were threatening to go up 13-0, 17-0.
Yes.
At halftime.
Yep. Saints defense really has hung in there today, done a good job. You know, for
Thomas, you see on a knee. He was not out there for the play that led to the interception. He was on the sideline for that snap. Here's a 1st and 10 for Brees. Goes to Cadet on the screen, and he's able to take it to the 15, tackled by Stewart. And now a timeout called by New Orleans, leaving the Saints with 1. So still a chance to do a little business here toward the end zone.
Well, they got plenty of time here, and what really makes this good for the Saints, they have that timeout, so he can throw the football anywhere he wants on the field. If the guy's tackled, they use the timeout, and then no matter what, they'll at least have enough time to throw one into the end zone, Jim, after that. So Drew Brees has been in this type of drive in this situation so many times. Excellent job so far by the Saints offense.
Wade Phillips hoping his defense can buckle down here. This is the deepest the Saints have been all day. At the 15, which is 13 seconds to go. Look at the 16-yard line. Brees stepping up, keeps it. Slides down right in front of Doss. And they're going to just call the timeout here and bring out Lutz. Not exactly the way you draw it up.
No, listen, the one thing, it didn't work the way they drew it up because they just cannot get away from the defensive backs, Jim. They were trying to get into the end zone, but the coverage was there, so Drew Brees had to scramble just to make something out of the play. When you play quarterback, let's watch what they do. Really looking out here, hoping that something's going to go on. Nothing there, nobody open inside.
Yeah, he has not been able to connect with Brandon Cooks this entire first half. No catches.
Well, they threw the screen, and what's every other completion looks like it's been. A quick little slant one time, and they've all been back shoulder throws because the coverage has been there.
30-yard field goal attempt by the rookie from Georgia State, Will Lutz. And that kick is good. 7-point margin at halftime. They get 3 points off the interception by Moore. So that's the end of the first half with the score. Denver 10 and New Orleans 3. We'll be back with the Verizon halftime report after this message and a word from your local station. You're watching the NFL on CBS. Denver leads it and will be receiving the third quarter kick here shortly. Who would have guessed the only touchdown in the game would belong to Jordan Taylor from Trevor Siemian as you take a look at the Shoulders of Greatness highlight of the first half, brought to you by Head & Shoulders. Caught it once and then lost control. Caught it a second time, and again it had been ruled on the field incomplete. But it was challenged and it was overturned. And it was 10-0 with the Broncos driving late in the second quarter. And then the interception by Sterling Moore led to a field goal right to close out the second quarter there for the Saints.
Yeah, well, that gives the Saints, gives them a little momentum going here in the second half. I think Denver's defense, we talked about before the game, it was dominating in the first half. They were borderline tremendous. And I think the Saints got to figure out a way, how can we get somebody open instead of back shoulder throws and all those type of things. And also, Denver's defense stopped the run. The Saints want to be balanced. So really tough first half for the New Orleans Saints offense.
Well, talking about balance, the Saints last week had 248 yards rushing at San Francisco. That was the most in the Sean Payton era and the most in over a quarter century for New Orleans in a game, but only 41 yards on the ground in the first half today. So here's the kick by Lutz. Latimer says, I'll take it, and I will obliged with a touchback. Tracy Wolfson, what did you hear at the half?
Well, Jim, Sean Payton said they're seeing exactly what they expected to see from this Denver defense. He said he felt his team was too conservative in the first half and they need to mix it up more. As for Gary Kubiak, and we know that Trevor Siemian's playing through that sore shoulder. Well, he said it doesn't matter. The 3 sacks, the multiple hits. He said Siemian still needs to be aggressive. Jim?
Well, his running attack, which again had been almost non-existent the last 2 weeks without C.J. Anderson. In that first half, they had 69 yards on the ground. Here they set up a screen. Tight end screen it is to Virgil Green, who breaks, slips through a tackle. And he's got a nice gain of 15. Now, he has been sacked, talking about Siemian, 3 times.
I think that's a big surprise here. New Orleans has really struggled to get pass rush pressure all year long. And Gary Kubiak, like I said, Tracy, hey, it doesn't matter, man. You got to hang in there, and you got to do it. Yeah, it's a rough game, no question. And he's made a couple nice throws in that last drive before the interception under pressure.
It's Booker. And Booker with an opening. And he's got 9. And he's now 60 yards on the ground in 13 carries. When we visited with the rookie out of Utah last night, he is anxious to get that first 100-yard rushing performance, and it might come today. He was on pace at halftime.
Yeah, he's, he had 80 yards
a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, and he looked up at the board. He goes, man, 20 more yards. I can get that first 100 yards, and it's the first 100-yard game.
Second and a foot. There's Booker. Made sure he had it, control of it, but no game. One thing I did learn is how much the players pay attention to the stats inside the stadium that are posted up on the big board.
Oh, yeah. Shoot, everybody looks up at that big board to see what's going on and how they're doing. Quarterbacks, receivers, running backs, and that time a nice blitz to the short side by the corner kept Denver from getting the first down.
Here all along, I thought they were just immersed in the game, oblivious to the numbers.
No, see, they look at that scoreboard like you do a mirror. You know, you like to look at the mirror, see how you're
hold on.
and stuff.
Let's get a camera over here on this mirror in front of you. 3rd and 1. That was a good one. That was a good shot. Here's the handoff up the middle, and how about the Saints defense stopping them for no gain consecutive plays?
Yeah, Craig Robertson, number 52. They brought him in here to add depth. Just another player that we see around the league. Here he comes, 52. Another player around the league who does well. Where'd he come from? Oh, he came from Cleveland. Let a lot of good players go to try to rebuild that franchise, but man, he has been awesome in a reserve role, and since he's been starting, been very productive.
And another former Cleveland Brown, you saw Paul Kruger on that pile as well. So 2 plays, all they needed was a foot. Ran Booker both times, produced nothing. So Dixon boots it. It's Bird, fair catch signal at the 10. And there's Webster down there on the coverage, so he was gimpy late in the first half, but he's returned. We'll see the Saints first handle of the second half in a moment. How about the Saints have led the NFL in total offense in 5 of 10 seasons. During the Payton era, they're number 1 coming into this week. And then you look at Drew Brees, and we were there when it happened, suffering a devastating shoulder injury week 17 against Denver. When he was quarterbacking in San Diego. Changed the whole, if you will, the whole path of his career.
Absolutely. Then he came down here and got his perfect match.
Little dump off pass to Snead, and he's thrown down by T.J. Ward, only 1.
Well, it was interesting hearing Tracy Wolfson just when she talked to Sean Payton, what he said, we got to be more aggressive. And, you know, I got to tell you the truth, I don't know what that means. Throw it more, because what you got to do, maybe the receivers got to be more aggressive fighting off these defenders who are all over them just like that last play as they run down the field. 97 overall wins for Payton, including his postseason victories, including a Super Bowl title. There's a 2nd and 9 and a busted play. It's going to turn into a gainer. Drew Brees looking around and able to find 5 yards out of nothing. This running back goes one way. Mark Ingram, he goes the other. I'm watching the blocking. I honestly can't tell you which way who's wrong. But Drew Brees, good job of Not losing yardage.
It'll be 3rd and 4 for the Saints.
Saints have a lot of wrinkles. Saw it against Seattle, who played a lot of tight man-to-man. This is one of them. Bunch up the receivers to get them off of you.
Brees, pressure around him. Able to get it away for the first down. It's Snead with the grab again.
Well, that was Drew Brees that time. They got the formation to help him, but he steps up in the pocket. DeMarcus Ware from the outside.
Looked like they had him there.
Jared Crick looked like he's going to get in there. And because of that bunch formation, finally, it took so long by staying up in the pocket, Snead gets open.
Snead had a catch, his first, right before the half, and now he's up to 3 with 2 more coming on this drive. Ingram finds a seam and gets near the 40. Looks like it'll be enough for the first where they mark it. With NFL Mobile, stream live local Sunday afternoon, primetime games, and NFL Red Zone right on your mobile device. Learn more, NFL.com/mobile. It was enough for the first, and Ingram is limping off to the sideline.
Well, what was interesting, you don't always have to spread the formation out to throw the football. They spread it out that time to run it and gave Ingram the biggest running lane he has seen today.
Ingram with 8 carries for 34. First down. And he's got the completion to Cadet. Chased out of bounds by Todd Davis. That's a completion that goes for 20.
Well, once again, it's the formation that really helps out the Saints. 2 tight ends releasing up the field, and then Cadet comes underneath. Todd Davis stays. I don't know who made the mistake, but you got to figure out 3 guys there, 3 guys to cover.
Brees has hit his last 7 passes. Going up top again. In fact, he's going long for Cooks, who makes the catch, his first of the game, and is knocked down by Ward at about the 2. 38 on that play.
This is how you get open. A little out and then a up, and that gives him separation from Bradley Roby and a perfect throw by Drew Brees.
Cooks, who had been silent up to this point. It's the longest play of the game for either side. Officially 37 yards to Cooks. They just knocked it back a yard. And the official stats, 1st and goal to go. Kuhn is the running back. Brees to the end zone, wide open. Snead for the touchdown.
They run so many pick plays on the goal line. This is what confuses the defense. Here comes the slant. Watch Snead come out. He's uncovered. And at the last second, they make the adjustment. But they pass it off. See, that's you. Seattle had a lot of trouble with that play down here. Really was one of the big reasons why they lost to the Saints. And it's like a simple play, but hard to cover.
That's a 90-yard drive in 7 plays, and now for the tying point after. Lutz drills it, and we're tied at 10. Webster and Ward got crossed. They went the wrong way, and Snead was left alone. Your next visit to New Orleans, make sure you go by the National World War II Museum here in the Crescent City. Drew Brees has now thrown a touchdown pass in 59 consecutive home games. That is the longest streak of all time in the NFL. And that was his, well, 450th career touchdown toss. Peyton Manning at 539, then Favre, and then Brees. And Brees, after his visit with us yesterday, your interview for the NFL Today, he said he could play till he's 45. He's 37 right now. So,
yep. Well, you know, I hope I'm still in the business when we put that graphic up, and he's going to be the first guy on that graphic because that's where he's headed.
Yeah. 63,000 plus career yards. That's another one that just given more years.
Yes.
It's going to belong to him.
Hey, Sean Payton, what a job by Sean Payton and Drew Brees on that drive. The formations helped them score.
First down, looking to throw. Now rolling out. Simeon, no one open. Now lofts it over the bench. Boy, things have changed here at the Superdome since that interception. And now it's getting raucous. And this is something that the Broncos tried to prepare for all week in practice. As Gary Kubiak said, we tried to handle the chaos. We loaded up the noise, and they're going to be with it the rest of the day. It was pretty silent here most of the first half when Denver was on top 10-0. Not now. He's hit when he throws it, and Thomas unable to field the low one, which came in there low because he was hit on the release by Darryl Tapp.
Darryl Tapp, number 55, top of your screen, made a nice move, gets inside, known for his run ability to stop the run, but that time made a nice move, gets in and hits Simeon, and Demaryius Thomas wide open. They can't get it to him. Well, they tried to get it moving with the play action pass, but that is something that we talked about that it's just not worked so far on a consistent basis for the Broncos this year.
3rd and 10. Open is Sanders with the first out to the 39. Brought down by Jarris Byrd. They left him alone. He found freedom, found 14.
Yeah, well, you know what happened? They did a little blitz, and then they make these type of mistakes. And if you're blitzing, and it looks like they're trying to play zone, and some are playing man-to-man coverage. Watch the blitz. You can see there's 5 guys coming there. Confusion in the defensive backfield. That's why Sanders was wide open.
Much needed first down for Denver. A 3 and out after the way the Saints just drove it 90 yards. Could have been pretty rough as Booker is called on here on first down. Give him about 5. Week 10 continues later this afternoon. Some will see Dolphins, Chargers. Most will see Cowboys, Steelers. Tonight, Seattle at New England. Tomorrow, ESPN, Cincinnati, and the Giants. There's Snead, who just caught the touchdown. All 3 of the top receivers for the Saints. Tough targets as that one is batted into the air. Trying to go back to Virgil Green. Look at Von Bell. They've got quite a find in.
Oh, did they ever?
Rookie out of Ohio State, drafted in the 2nd round.
Well, he fell off the outside, and they had it. That was a tough, bad decision by Trevor Siemian. Lucky. Donnell Ellerbe, too, is in front of it. Boy, he has been everywhere today, tackling, rushing the passer. Saints play 3 safeties almost every snap. Bell, one of those guys you talked about, very talented.
Got a timeout called by Denver with 7 minutes to go in the 3rd. Look at all the color-coded information on the play sheet.
Man.
For Gary Kubiak, who called the timeout as his team faces a 3rd and 5 from the 43. Simeon on the mark to Derby, who has now his 2nd catch of the game and of the season.
Well, he did a good job. Donnell Ellerbe is going to go all the way around like this, and it opens up the lane to slip out to the outside and find Derby for a big first down.
Derby, a former college quarterback. First at Iowa, then went to a JC, ended up at Arkansas, converted his last year to a tight end. Handoff to Bibbs. Pretty good hitting out there, but just a gain of 1.
Von Bell. You talked about him. You know, during that timeout that the Denver Broncos took before that first down throw by Simeon, he was telling him, come on, play faster. You know, he wants to the tempo of his offense to get going, to get him more rhythm.
Saw Bibbs looking a little bit hobbled as he went to the sideline. No running back in this formation on 2nd and 9. Simeon, second option, batted down. That's Vaughn Bell. Again, we keep mentioning him. Target was green. And we're headed to New York for the update.
Could Phil Simms do this?
This is called escapability, Phil. Watch this play. Jameis Winston staying alive. 39 yards to Mike Evans. Follows that up with a 43-yard touchdown pass to Freddie Martino. And that is what I call an accurate quarterback who can buy time.
Jim Nantz, we need to see video if Phil claims he did.
Here we are back with a 3rd and 9 and another interception. It's Vaccaro with the pick. And he's knocked down inside the Denver 40. There was pressure on Simeon again, and he is picked off for the 2nd time in this game.
Big mistake. He thinks it's going to be 2 safeties back split, and Vaccaro's just standing in the middle of the field. Never saw him. Kenny Vaccaro, one of the better players on this defense. You see, Von Bell goes to the outside, so he figures Vaccaro's gone deep too, but it's the opposite. One was high, one was low, and that's why he never saw Vaccaro.
Well, that looked like that was never going to be a good idea with all those Saints defenders in the area of Thomas. And now New Orleans takes over at the Broncos 38. Looking for a quick strike. Nope. Jump pass to Hightower. Open field, but a flag down in the backfield. Hightower taken out of bounds by Von Miller. But we'll check the penalty marker back at the 45.
Clever play, too. Cross the backs.
Ooh, it's going to be on Denver.
Illegal use of hands. Hands in the face. Defense number 56. Penalty decline. Result replay. First down.
Shane Ray is the culprit. 23 yards on this one.
Well, here he is in the backfield. Watch it, but they cross the tight end across the field. Then Hightower comes out and goes the other way. So, and also they had a 3 tight end look. When you have those looks, confusing to the defense, makes it, it's only a couple things they can play. They know what they're going to be. That's why Hightower was wide open.
From the 15. It's Hightower. And he gets down to the 12. So Brees is on a roll right now. 10 straight completions, including one for the touchdown.
Well, the designs have been great. They're confusing the Broncos a little bit with some of the plays, but Drew Brees, think back to that first drive in the second half when he moved in the pocket, did a great job to get that 3rd down completion to keep their drive going, or to get it started, I should say.
Ingram's back in, 2nd and 7. There he is, out of the backfield. And Von Miller dropping back in coverage on a running back. And they've got a 1st and goal to go coming up.
Drew Brees can catch it and get rid of it faster than anybody in the league. They don't put a lot of pressure on their offensive line. They love that play. The back circles out of the backfield. He just sticks it to him real quick to get yards.
The 11 straight completions. That's the longest of the season for Brees, and that's 44 straight games with 200 yards passing.
Opposite.
1st and goal from the 5.
Ready. Set.
The fake, the rollout, the bootleg to the end zone, and the touchdown for a 2nd time by Willie Snead, the 4th.
Really clever what they did. I'll tell you a few things as after goes on, but Snead's to the outside. He's just going to go here. The coverage is great. Drew Brees was yelling opposite, and the defense didn't fall for it, because when you hear that, you say, oh, it's a run. It's going not right, it's going to go left. But Bradley Roby's there. Snead just got a little inside and kept his position and kept Roby from getting around him.
4 plays after the Vaccaro interception. And it's a 7-point lead for the Saints in less than a quarter since the final play of the first half to here with 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. 17 unanswered points by New Orleans. Well, after starting 4 for 10, 12 consecutive completions, including 2 touchdowns, both to Willie Snead. Here's the Lutz kick. It's not deep, but it won't be returned by Latimer. Simeon, confidence has to be a bit shaken. 2 interceptions, and this game has turned around.
You'd hope to get a good drive starter here. First play call.
There it is. Completion to Thomas. His 6th grab of this game. In honor of Veterans Day, for every point scored during the NFL's 32 Salute to Service games, the league will donate $1,000 to its military nonprofit partners, including the Pat Tillman Foundation, USO, and Wounded Warrior Project. You can join the salute and learn more at NFL.com/salute.
Well, you got a new right tackle in there, Jim, after that last interception.
Yep, Sembrilo comes in for Stevenson. Booker, they had him down, it looked like, for no gain, and he's able to bounce out of it for 9.
Well, good job by Booker. Look how he keeps both of his hands on the football. Of course, he learned a good lesson that first carry of his NFL career, right?
Yes, he did. He fumbled the first time he handled it.
Yeah.
In the opener against Carolina.
He fumbled the ball, and then he missed a blitz pickup, and that kind of changed his outlook about pro football. Like, boy, I got to maybe change the way I'm doing things to start studying more. Preparation.
Everything. There's Sembrilo, 74. 2nd and 1. Football on the New Orleans side of the field. There's a catch. How about that? Janovich able to stick a hand out and bring it in.
Well, that's all he's got.
Broken hand, you know.
He's got one hand, and it was really fortunate. Watch the fullback. I mean, you see the big cast he has on his right hand.
And Gary Kubiak was quite expressive about how when he gets this cast off, which could be in the next couple of weeks, he can make a difference to this offense.
Oh, my gosh, that's right. Yes, I believe it, too. He is a tremendous lead blocker. Big miss for the running game.
Here's Bibbs. Bibbs, who has a lot of confidence.
Oh, you think?
Picks up 4.
What did he say after the game last week, after he took that screen?
He said a few things, but I'm the home run hitter that we need.
That's right. The more I get the football, the more successful we will be. And, but it's, you know what? It's great. His enthusiasm after the game, he just scored that touchdown. I mean, man, it was a great moment.
Broke 7 tackles on the way to the end zone on that 69-yard pass play late in the game.
That's how you got to be those in this league. Be confident in your abilities, and he is.
5 carries, 17 yards today. 2nd and 6. And they get to Simeon for the 4th time in this game. It's Sheldon Rankins along with Davison.
Well, it's just they're getting overpowered. And watch Rankins going against Garcia. Here he is coming inside, and they just push it back. And there's, as a quarterback, that what it does to you, you can't see down the field. You can't step into a throw. You try to move, and then somebody falls off their block and gets the sack.
Since his first interception, Denver's offense 93 yards. Final minute of the third, and it's 3rd and 8. In stride, he has his man, Thomas. And yes, it is a first down in the red zone now. Pickup of 18. 2nd catch that goes for 18 on this drive for DT.
Boy, Demaryius Thomas, he's hot today, and he looks fast, too. Just against Delvin Breaux, one-on-one, who I've said Delvin Breaux is the best cover corner that the New Orleans Saints have on their defense.
And he missed a lot of time as well with a broken fibula. Suffered week 1. That's Booker pushed back after 2. And that's going to close out the third quarter. Saints put up 2 touchdowns in this quarter to take the lead by 7. We'll return to New Orleans after this message and a word from your local station. Back for the fourth quarter, along with Phil Simms, Tracy Wolfson, Lance Barrow producing, Mike Arnold directing, and all the crew. Jim Nantz welcoming you to what should be an exciting final 15 minutes here.
Yeah, good drive here by the Broncos going down the field, especially after the interception. Simeon overcoming that. But, you know, you look at this and, you know, they're not running the ball the way they wanted to so far this year. Trevor Simeon's getting hit way too much. And, you know, you got to look at what's the problem? Well, the problem is the offensive line's just got to play better. To me, that's the number one concern of the whole football team.
Start the fourth with a 2nd and 9 at the Saints 18. Simeon's pass broken up, thrown toward Virgil Green, and that was Robertson who was there on the coverage. Green slow to get up. Should have been caught.
Yep.
So Green falls to his knees. A.J. Derby comes in. Derby's 2 catches have both been 3rd down conversions. 3rd and 9, Saints bringing it, and they get to him. Oh my goodness, they crush him. Craig Robertson. A loss of 6.
Just a different look. 3 down lineman. Here he comes. He waits. Tight end releases. Ellerby drops back in coverage. Nobody ever sees Robertson who gets the sack.
The 5th sack of this game.
5 sacks.
By
a lot
5
of pressures.
By 5 different players. So McManus for a 42-yard field goal. And that kick is wayward in wide left. Just his 3rd miss of the season and the first miss from inside of 50. In fact, he had made 43 consecutive field goal attempts inside the 45. And that streak comes to an end. Look at Dennis Allen.
Oh, yeah. He's got to be excited. And the sacks that they've gotten today, the way their defense has overcome a few tough situations by the turnovers by their offense, and to hold the Broncos this in the fourth quarter, only giving up 10 points.
Allen, who was the D coordinator at Denver under John Fox in 2011, and became the head coach of the Raiders for a few years. That's Ingram. Give him 8. Tonight on 60 Minutes, now that Donald Trump is the president-elect, he is going to do one big interview. Where? Well, where else? 60 Minutes tonight, only CBS.
Well, they spread them out in that formation again, and you saw what happened.
Come on, baby, come on.
Denver expects pass. It was a run.
2 left. Ready. Waiting. Set.
2nd and 2 here for Brees. That completion streak continue. Oh, the ball is right into the arms of Stewart again. Stewart taken off on the return, and he's tackled down at the 26. Brees saw the pass complete for a moment to Thomas, got knocked out of his arms by Roby. Stewart, who had 2 picks early, ends up with another football in his hands.
Coming across the field, stops, goes back out. Really good route, but Roby stays with it and then knocks it out from behind. That is an excellent job by Roby. Good design by the Saints. When coverage is tight, do some different things. We saw an out and up. That was a stop and come back outside.
Wow, it goes as a catch and a fumble. What a game by Darian Stewart.
Yeah, how about that?
Last year, we were in Kansas City when he stripped Jamal Charles, and then Roby ran it back for the winner. In this case, it was Roby stripping And Stewart recovering. Now Simeon going to be chased. And that will be maybe a gain of 1.
Well, nowhere to go with the football. He's trying to go down the middle is what I think the initial thought was. Running seams. Nothing there by either one. So every time Denver, when they call these plays to try to get big chunks, I have not seen anybody open in those situations.
2nd and 9. In the pocket to Sanders, spinning around and trying to get away. Bird has hold of him by the ankles, picks up 15.
Well, it was one of the looks. They're blitzing, so there's no help. So look how far all the defensive backs were off the wide receivers, and Delvin Breaux.
Wait till you see the hit on Simeon, Phil.
Oh, it has to be. And Bird saves the touchdown because there was no safeties back. And the giveaway was how far all the coverage guys were.
Let's get to the snap, though, on 1st and 10. It's Booker. Right side for a couple.
Yeah, well, I've said it, Jim. Trevor Simeon, the sacks, he's taken some really big hits, and he's hung in there and made some big throws. How about this last one?
Yep, this is the one on the completion to Sanders.
Oh, McCarl, boy, his helmet right to the chest.
2nd and 8. Diving catch by Norwood right at the 1st down marker. Norwood with a 36-yard touchdown grab against Oakland last week.
Nothing in the middle. Norwood kind of little outside fake, comes underneath. Pass protection holds up.
1st and goal for the Broncos, 2 yards away from a touchdown and an extra point that would tie it. Trying to cash in on the Thomas fumble. Booker gets the handle. Booker in traffic, backed up a yard. Jordan up high, fairly down low. 2nd and goal.
Yeah, said that name a lot today, haven't you? Cameron Jordan.
Many times. Fairly also. Denver has struggled in short yardage this half. Remember when they failed to pick up a foot on back-to-back plays? First drive, second half. Here's a wide open target. Pushed back is Norwood. What a hit by Breaux. No gain. Well, took him a while to get hold of it.
Well, they were trying to run, I think, like a quick screen. In other words, block for Norwood, but nobody was blocking down the field. That's why he was tackled so quickly.
The Saints have not allowed a second half touchdown the last 3 games. Timeout called by Gary Kubiak and the Broncos, leaving them with 1. Including this one. The last 4 games, the Saints defense has only allowed 5 field goals in the second half. Not a touchdown. But here they are at the door. The Broncos with 3rd and goal. Down 7. Booker, the running back. Lofts it toward Thomas, and he pulls it down for the touchdown. Right over Breaux.
Well, Trevor Simeon once again takes a big hit. It's a blitz by the Saints. Paul Kruger hits him, but all the way, the whole time, as they lined up, he saw the coverage. He knew where he was going to throw the football. He was going to throw a jump ball to Demaryius Thomas over Delvin Breaux.
Thomas with what is his best game of the season. Most catches in a game this year for Demarius. 8 for 87 yards. Back here in the Mardi Gras city of New Orleans, where we're tied. Broncos able to find Demarius Thomas on a 3rd and goal. And this will bring it out to the 25. First point since early 2nd quarter for the Broncos.
Well, Demarius Thomas outside against Delvin Breaux. They list him at 6'1", but.
And then the point that tied it by McManus.
Demarius Thomas looks quick, fast today. He's been the difference. And he's won a lot of those battles against Delvin Breaux.
Considered their best corner.
Yes.
9:37 remaining. 17 apiece. Each team desperately needing a win in the very congested divisions. As Hightower runs into the arms of Williams. And we've got an update back to New York.
Kansas City has tightened it up.
Yeah, watch this. Cam Newton gets pressured, throws the ball up to Eric Berry. Remember the great story about him coming back. He not only intercepts the ball, he will take this back 42 yards with a great effort to score the touchdown. The 2-point conversion was made. Alex Smith to Kelsey, 17-14, Carolina.
Jim Nance.
Oh, that was some piece of running by Eric Berry. 2nd and 8. Hightower trying to bounce away from Crick. Picks up just a couple. Again, these divisions, look how tight it is in the West. What right now shapes up as the best division. The playoffs were today, they'd be sending 3 teams. 3 of the 6 in the AFC would be out of the AFC West. And there's New Orleans, 2nd behind Atlanta, with Tampa winning today. Carolina, even though giving up that pick 6, still leading in that one. Here's a 3rd and 5. Brees sacked today for the first time by Shaq Barrett.
Just good hustle by Shaq Barrett. They had their 4 fastest pass rushers in there, and he just stays with it. Watch 48. He goes to the outside, on the ground, reaches out and gets Drew Brees. But why did he get there? Because the coverage down the field was awesome.
It's a loss of 10. Broncos came in with the 2nd most sacks in the league behind Buffalo, but that was just their first of this game. Morstead, who seems to be hobbling coming off the field each time. And he's really hobbling now after sending this one to the 30 to Norwood, who sneaks down the sideline and brings it up near midfield to the 47. Yeah, Morstead is hurting. Somehow managed to get one away. They covered 50 yards. Kubiak and the Broncos tying this game up in the 4th quarter, and now getting a nice punt return by Norwood of 17 yards. It brings the football down. The start of this series at the 47.
Yeah, no, just
Simeon runs away from the heat. And that will go in the books. Ooh, was that late? Yes. That was Vaccaro who hit him on the sideline. And TJ Ward comes over to talk a little bit. That's going to be 15 yards, so it's going to put the football somewhere around the 39-yard line.
Personal foul. Unnecessary roughness. Defense number 32, 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
Well, it's a good call. There's not even a question about this. He's going out of bounds. He's out of bounds as a hit. And, you know, when you see the quarterback that's really, truly giving himself up going out, that's when you got to pull off. There was no chance he was going to stop and cut it back inside. So, tough call. But what I was going to say before, Jim, Gary Kubiak's words to Tracy Wolfson, hey, Trevor Siemian, we don't know how that left shoulder feels, whatever. It's rough out there. He just got to hang in there. And I'd say here in the 2nd half, he's hung in there because he has taken a lot of big hits.
Yeah, a lot of punishment.
I mean, I just saw him before. He was laying down. Both of his elbows are beat red from falling down, and this will have some carpet burns when he wakes up tomorrow, that's for sure.
Makes an adjustment at the line. 2 backs, Bibbs, ball carrier for a couple. Yeah, Simeon, this entire game, he's been actually now sacked 6 times.
Boom.
And the times that weren't even sacks, he still took a beating, like that one.
That one, that was a good one, but he's taken a few times he's thrown the ball and just gives himself up just because he's going to get run over.
That was the touchdown pass right there to Thomas.
And they don't hurt when you throw completions or touchdowns.
Knocked down 12 times in all. 2nd and 8, and that's deflected. Sterling Moore got a hand on it.
Yeah, he's on the blitz. Right hash mark, always look for the short corner, and that's what happened. Then he timed to jump just to knock the sure completion down. I would be very alert. Of course, they want to get the first down. I think they're in field goal range, even here at the 37-yard line.
Yeah, it'd be 55 yards for McManus, who could handle it. Big-time blitz. Simeon unloads it, and that's a first down to Norwood.
It's about the 4th time today we've seen this blitz where just everybody is coming after the quarterback. And all you can do is know that you got to find the first guy you look at. You're going to have to plant your feet or fall back and let it go. And Simeon puts it right on the mark to Norwood because there's going to be a free guy running towards the quarterback.
First down from the 28. That's Booker on top of a pile. And then Bell pushes him back. And we move inside, 6 minutes to go.
Yeah, that all-out blitz, Dennis Allen went for it, and because they've had success with it, but if it doesn't work right away, what you're doing, you're going to give up the open receiver, which we saw. So this New Orleans team, they call plays on defense like Sean Payton calls them on offense.
Thomas
They're aggressive.
with a one-on-one at the top. 2nd and 8. Simeon swings it over. It's Booker. Booker finds the first down yardage. Tripped up by Moore.
Great job. Really good job. I mean, that's excellent. There's playing experience starting to show through this early part of his career. Looks down the field. Nothing there. Steps up in the pocket. And then, hey, just sling that thing out there.
Gain of 10.
Good sidearm throw.
Yeah, had to adjust. And Booker may have been dinged on that one.
Well, I think Simeon's can hang in that pocket. He's probably numb from all the hits, so he doesn't have to worry about it anymore.
First down, give Bibbs. He's able to break out of a tackle behind the line and gain 4.
I mean, don't you think?
Yeah, I think there's no question.
He expects to get hit, so he's...
Timeout called here by the Saints. Gives us a chance to tell you next Sunday, doubleheader day on CBS, and early, most of you are going to see Baltimore at Dallas. We'll be in Seattle for the Eagles and the Seahawks. Check your local listings, and of course it all begins at noon Eastern with the NFL Today.
Sean Payton was not going to let the time go down. Just why that timeout was a good timeout, because in case they score a touchdown, he wants to preserve as much time as he needs, because you're just not going to drop back there and find chunks down the football field against the Broncos secondary.
Booker, who looked like he was in a little bit of pain after that reception, is back out. Lined up behind Simeon, who was ready to take that snap from under center. Got a flag out.
Men on defense. 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
It's huge. Changes the situation, changes everything, changes a pass, incomplete, 12 men on the field.
Coming out of a timeout.
Out of a timeout, yes. Well, we could check them off.
Hands up.
Late. Couldn't count fast enough, but there were 12 out there. But Carl came off the field.
2nd and 2 at the 8. Booker shut down. Collapsed on him. Jordan had that sealed, completely blocked off.
Tremendous game today by Cameron Jordan, especially against the run. No chance going outside. And the Saints did a good job playing run all the way. They knew the situation. Everybody got the line of scrimmage. Nowhere to run the football.
Third and 5 at the 12 in a tie game approaching 4 minutes. Huge snap right here. Simeon over to Booker, makes the catch, but well short of the first. And this will bring out McManus.
Well, once again, under pressure. Guess who was doing it? Cameron Jordan. So, really good job by the Saints overcoming the penalty.
It'll be about 28 yards coming up. For the lead, McManus, dead center from 28. And the Broncos have regained the lead, 20-17. 3:23 remaining, with the Saints about to get the football down a field goal. An interesting game, going back and forth. Now the Broncos looked like they might have a big halftime lead, driving right before the intermission, throw a pick. Then it's a long stretch of New Orleans dictating. That's Hightower. He touched it outside, and he's going to bring it out now. I'm not sure what his situation is.
Oh, he could have stayed in the end zone.
He wasn't so sure. And he's brought down at the 13, so a long field coming up for Brees, who has been in this position so many times in his career, where he can put together a game-winning drive, has that opportunity.
As he said to me yesterday, he goes, you know, we're pretty battle-tested. And I go, no kidding, because every game when you watch the Saints play comes down to this, seems like these type of situations. And, hey, they got an arsenal of plays to run, formations. We saw that early here in the second half. They had great success. But now you know the defense can really go after the quarterback because they're expecting pass.
Well, this is when Von Miller really kicks it into another gear. Here he comes around the edge. Brees got the pass away, and it's ruled incomplete. That ends a streak of 13 consecutive hits for Brees.
You said Von Miller time, and they have to run it back sometimes. Here he goes from the outside. He just times the snap count so well.
Well, he could turn that corner too, can he?
Oh, he can bend with the best of them. What did Sean Payton say? They keep running the plays back sometimes. Is he offsides? But boy, that trigger is quick. When that ball moves, he's off.
2nd and 10. Brees pass to Thomas. Ball comes out, and Denver recovers. Thomas with his second fumble of the final quarter.
Jared Crick, good hustle, just tells you about the team speed, rushing the passer, stops, and then makes the hit from behind.
Ward with the recovery.
You know, watch Jared Crick. It's going to be top of your screen, 93. Turns, sees the pass, hustles back, and just crushes Thomas. And, you know, we always call them turnovers. That was a takeaway. They took the football away with that hit.
Well, they really did these last 2 times that Thomas has coughed up. The one Roby forced, and now this one by Crick and Corey Nelson. And there's Ward pouncing on it.
You know, Crick has had a good day today. Don't always get the mentions guys' names after plays, but he's forced a lot of runs for no gains. How about that play? The speed of this defense, the hustle, has put them in this position.
And that's the 4th turnover committed by the Saints. It's Booker. And a quick timeout called. Timeout called by the Saints. Subway post-game show is coming up right after the game as JB, Tony, Bart, Boomer, and Coach Cowher take you through all the scores and highlights from the early window on the Subway post-game show. That fumble by Thomas giving him 2 on the game. It's the first time in an NFL game this year a wide receiver has fumbled twice in one contest.
Well, the first one was on him when Bradley Roby hit him from behind, but the second one, sometimes I don't care how much you talk about it and you try to protect the football. When you get hit a certain way, that ball's coming out. So it'll be interesting to see what the Broncos do here, Jim. 1 timeout left for the Saints, the 2-minute warning. Of course, they're going to be conservative. You want to make sure this clock doesn't stop.
We've got Benny Fowler in a slot to the right. Sanders is sitting out this play. 2nd and 10. Toss, Booker. And that was slow to develop. Gain of 2, and the Saints take their final timeout.
That was a good call, though, the sweep outside, because it was an all-out blitz once again.
Now, what will he do with an even 3 minutes on the clock?
Well, I'm thinking real quick. I would almost be inclined to run the football if I was the Denver Broncos. Why?
Well, you could run the clock down to about 2.
Well, it's going to still be, yeah.
If you don't make it before you attempt the field goal. But
I'm saying that because we kick the field goal. Your defense is what your team is all about. Can you drive the length of the field and score a touchdown to win?
They brought in 83 Derby, who's had 2 catches that converted on 3rd downs for firsts. 3rd and 8. That pass nowhere near anyone. Sanders was the receiver over there on that right side.
Yeah, boy, that was... Thought maybe a screen. If you're going to throw it, it'd be some type of screen or whatever, just to keep the clock moving. That cost you 40 seconds. Or it gave Drew Brees an extra 40 seconds.
Yes, indeed. So the Saints defense able to keep them in the game, as they can keep it a 1-score game. Or they will keep it a 1-score. But 37 yards, and McManus good again. McManus 3 out of 4 today. Good from 50, 28, and 37. Again, the Saints have turned it over 4 times, but still will have a chance to win the game. Just down 1 score.
Yeah, the first interception really good. Great coverage. Stewart, boy, it's the Stewart highlight package just about. Then the Jared Crick hit that caused the fumble. But you know, this Saints team, they played Seattle down here. They're a really good defense, we know. But the Denver Broncos, they're a different style to me. I mean, their pass rush is more consistent. Their coverage is actually across the board, I think, better than Seattle's. And their team speed.
So the Thomas fumble, if Denver was able to do anything with it, it could have closed out the game. But Sean Payton used his timeouts, plus the 3rd down incompletion. Only 18 seconds came off the clock, off the turnover, and they surrender 3.
Excellent game management by Sean Payton.
Not this time. Hightower says, nope, after what happened before, we'll take it at the 25. .250 to play for Brees and the Saints. No timeouts. 3 game-winning drives in the fourth quarter in the last 5 games. They've won 4 of their last 5.
The pressure right now, of course, on the offense, all that, but it's the tackles. Andres Pete, the left tackle, Zach Street, the right tackle.
Street, the 11-year veteran. Going to see a lot of Von Miller trying to get around him. That's Brees getting away from Crick and able to throw the incompletion.
Wow, unbelievable. How did he get away? And Crick just caught Jari Evans, just caught him off guard, just ran him over. And Drew Brees, pocket passer, 6'1", and why has he had great success over the years? His talent, but man, he is incredible moving around when he needs to inside that pocket to get throws off.
Can Wade Phillips, the D coordinator for the Broncos, and back in the early 80s, defensive coordinator in the league here with the Saints and an interim head coach for 4 games. Can he lead this bunch to victory? Oh, and there's a completion to Cooks. What a catch right over Roby. Second grab of the game for Cooks, and it's a big one. Goes for 29.
Well, they're really in a safe defense, and they're playing back in a zone. Got both feet down, and Roby let him get behind. The one thing you can't do in a situation like this is give up the big play. So you let him catch it short, make the tackle.
2 catches in the game for Cooks, one for 37, the other for 29 just a moment ago.
Safety was out of position. Roby should have had help. And the one thing this Broncos defense, one weakness they have, I think, is playing zone defense.
Got the snap away just in time, and they run it. Run it with Ingram, and he's pushed back by Nelson after 5. Clock running here with 2:20 to go.
Yeah, Drew Brees very aware. You know, they know the situation. They know they need a touchdown, and they're not going to rush it. They got plenty of time to get the plays off and drive it down the field.
And they run it for a second straight play. And again, Ingram runs into Corey Nelson, who's been active here in the fourth quarter. 2-minute warning going to come down to the wire, it appears, here in New Orleans. Coming up, the Subway postgame show. JB, Tony, Bart Boomer, Coach Cowher, scores and highlights on the Subway postgame show. 3rd and 2 at the 2-minute mark. No timeouts for the Saints. Down 6. Brees with time. Got an open man in Ingram for the first at the 32.
Well, they're going to huddle up. Still not worried about the time. But I'm getting a little nervous about that time.
Oh,
It's a little too patient. You got to respect who you're playing against.
It's Brees. Down the field, into the end zone. Oh, what a catch! Brandon Cooks with 2 Broncos all over him. How did he do that?
They're there. The coverage is good. Drew Brees does an unbelievable job of moving in the pocket. All this is, watch the touchdown, but also watch the quarterback in the pocket. Moved up. And that extra time allowed him to throw it over the top.
75 yards in 6 plays. Cooks had the big 29-yard reception earlier on this drive, and now the extra point for the lead. They traveled the 75 yards in 88 seconds. Rookie kicker. And it's blocked. Simmons blocked it. Running back with it is Parks. Down the sideline. Parks takes it all the way back. And Denver takes the lead at 25-23.
Unbelievable. Simmons, you said it, timed it perfectly and jumped over the center to make the block.
The Saints on the sideline are certain. They're pointing down. They think Parks stepped out. Somewhere near the 40. Watch Simmons leap. It's the old Bobby Wagner play from Seattle. Let's see if Parks steps out.
It was close. I didn't see him, though. Not from that look.
The previous play is under review.
Well, the coaches talked about Justin Simmons.
This is the question here. Are they going to see anything? Still in.
That's the spot right there.
But is it definitive? Maybe this will tell us. Ooh, that one looked mighty close. Saints immediately look at him react on the sideline, including Brees. Was there enough there to overturn the call on the field? If it's overturned, this game will be tied at 23.
Well, could you see anything there that says to you that his foot was out of bounds?
It's difficult because the sideline paint and the shoe of our match.
We got every angle.
It's that previous step is the one.
Yeah, the right foot.
Here's the step right there. Is the question mark.
After reviewing the play, the rule on the field stands. 2 points for the defense.
Oh, boy.
Look, I don't think they had any choice.
No, there just wasn't enough evidence.
Conclusive.
Yep. Some of you just joining us here in New Orleans. A stunning turn of events here. The Broncos have taken the lead on a blocked extra point run back. Simmons, the rookie, leaping over Justin Drescher and blocking it. It's scooped up then by another rookie, Will Parks, and then returned for the 2 points.
Timed it perfectly. Boy, he lifted up both of his feet, never touched the offensive player.
This was a rules change before last season, before the 2015 season. It all came in when they moved the extra point back to the 33, of making a 33-yard extra point try. This is where the Saints are going to be talking about what they saw up close. Jim Nance, Phil Simms, Tracy Wolfson. And now the Saints must line up for a onside kick try.
We had a long discussion about onside kicks with Sean Payton yesterday because we were reliving the Super Bowl when they played against the Indianapolis Colts.
And recovered the onside kick to open up the second half. But What an amazing way to lose a ball game if they don't recover it here. Lets his kick on the ground. Demaryius Thomas smothers it. And now we're just a couple of kneel downs away from a Denver victory.
Thomas finishes off his outstanding day. Tried to kick it hard, hoping it would hit one of the blockers. It did not. And Demaryius Thomas fielded it cleanly.
To think you're lining up for a point after to take the lead with 1:21 to go. And instead, you see the other team make the play. What a block it was, too, by Simmons.
Oh, you know, we're walking out of the hotel last night. Who do I stop and talk to? I took a picture with
his father.
His mother and father. I said, you know, the coaches really say a lot of nice things about your son.
They will be
which
now.
They do. And
yeah.
We'll say more after today, but well, what a game. It turned so many times. Had the touchdown pass by Drew Brees at the end. We thought the Broncos had the control of the game. There was an interception and just the turnovers, but terrific job by Denver staying in there. And they got to give a lot of credit to Trevor Siemian, too, for hanging in there on a really tough physical day.
There was so much debate a year ago about making the extra point more of a play and how it was really just an afterthought, a foregone conclusion. Only 5 misses back in the 2014 season.
Right.
And now look what it's produced.
Yes.
I mean, it's produced so many wacky things. An influence in the AFC Championship game back in January, and now the decider in this game.
I hated the rule change when they did it. I did. I was outspoken about it. And as time went on, I said, you know what? I definitely was wrong. It's brought another element into the managing of the game and plays like we just saw.
An amazing win here for the Broncos, who have the toughest strength of schedule remaining, so they needed this to go to 7-3, while the Saints fall to 4-5. Justin Simmons leaping over the long snapper, blocking it, and then watching a fellow rookie in Will Parks run it back, albeit with a whole lot of doubt and controversy coming from that Saints sideline. But it held up. The return and the win. And there you see it. Kansas City went down to the wire with Carolina, Oakland on a bye, and look what happens to the Saints here, falling to 4-5. Well, Kansas City's actually just won that game 20-17 over Carolina. And there it is again.
The stadium was just absolutely going crazy, rightly so, after the touchdown throw to Cooks, and then 15 seconds later, complete turnaround.
You know what you're going to be hearing after this game from every member of the Saints. They were standing right there, and they're going to tell you what they saw, that he was out of bounds. But the evidence?
Evidence was not there. It was a no call. That's the only call they could make. It was not clearly a step out, and great victory for the Broncos.
25-23, Denver victory for Phil and Tracy. Jim Nantz saying so long from New Orleans. Coming up, the Subway post-game show. Coming up right after this.